I think Klay made like 8 twos tonight. You know, he was kind of scoring from various ways. What did you like about kind of how he played and how he scored?
Just really good composure. I think, took his time, wasn't rushed. We obviously have guys that screen for him and find him, whether it's in transition or in the half court. But he really used his size to, get in the lane and shoot over their smaller guards.
We ask Steve this a lot, but what do you think about how Klay sort of balancing maybe the wear and tear on his leg or the minutes he has on his legs and sort of finding his spots better?
Yeah, I think we try to help him as a our performance staff, us realizing what type of minutes he plays, where we are in the schedule. I think we do that with all of our guys, but definitely it's a topic of discussion. But he had his legs tonight. I mean, he was phenomenal on both ends. I thought his physicality and shot challenges and he took Markkanen at the end. He said, "I want Markkanen," and did a really good job on him. So that great offensive game, but I thought it was one of his better defensive games of the year.
What did you like about your team defense tonight? 17 turnovers.
We're so physicality, I thought we made it really tough on Markkanen to get to his spots. When he did get it, we crowded him. We didn't give him any airspace. When he drove it, we showed our hands and didn't put him on the line. But our ball pressure and physicality was really good.
Back over 500 tonight, I think the first time since November. How does that feel?
Feels good. You know how it is in this league. You feel like you're in the abyss. You're just like, holy, this league's so hard. There's so many good teams. I know our schedule's been tough. I think in the second half of the season, he eases up a little. There's no guarantees, but we're in a good space, and we're in a good space 1 through 17. Like, you kind of have no problem throwing in Trace or if JK's not doing great, you got Gary, and Steve has said it all year. We're a deep team. We're healthier, and we kind of feel comfortable throwing Lester, Guy, all those guys. It's a real credit, to our depth.
How different was today with Coach gone, so many of the staff gone?
Yeah, it's like strange. Steve's our leader, leads the staff. He led us, did a phenomenal job leading us through a really tough time. And I didn't say that pregame, but the support from the organization, Mike and Kirk and all those guys giving us the support we needed, to get through this tough time. And then Steve is, he's the best, great at communicating. He's got great empathy. He's had a lot on his plate, but I thought he did a phenomenal job leading us through this. And then our staff, it's funny, I feel like as a staff, I don't know what the players, but I think we got closer through this, and that's not the way you want to become closer, obviously, but we became closer as a staff, even more together than before.
Following up to what you were saying to Sam, just about the depth really being able to flex right now and all, is there anything tangible over the past couple of weeks that you can point to and say that's when everything really did start to come together, when we 1 through 17 played really well?
I've asked myself that question, like, when did this, when was the spark, when did it happen? I don't have like an inflection point. It happened at this time. As a coach, you'd like to see it's the accumulation, right, of all the work we've put in since all off season and then leading up to this, and we have younger guys, like I said, pre-game that are starting to kind of break through that development ceiling, punch through it, and I think you could argue that's, JK in particular, that's really helped us. That those guys, it's like, okay, now they're helping us to contribute, to winning.
Steph's hitting like 7 threes a game over the last like 12. I mean, you've been with him for a while now, but is this one of those stretches from him?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he's on fire, and I think he knows the moment, right? He knows we need him. Like, we're kind of, like I said before the game, we're behind the eight, but we got a lot of catching up to do, and I think he just senses the man. The team really needs me. I think Draymond's in that same bucket. Like, they just kind of know. I haven't been here as long as some of the staff, but there's just this feeling. Okay, it's time to go now. So, and there's nothing more comforting than that as a coach to have guys like that know when it's time to turn it on.
2 young guys you used tonight, kind of sporadically, Moses and Trace. Just where are you at with them, and where they kind of are in there?
Yeah, Trace gave us a big boost. It's important we surround those guys with our vets. You make sure our lineups are right. Trace was out there with Draymond, which helps helps him get in places where he needs to be. And Moses is in that kind of spot right now. He's out with an injury. Now he's coming back. Now he's got to kind of find his way. So it was good we got him some minutes. He did some good things out there. But I thought Trace was really good. Really gave us a boost of energy.
Right, get Draymond up there.
It looks like you got Markkanen pretty uncomfortable right from the get-go. What were you guys doing to get him off his spots and get him uncomfortable?
I think you just want to make guys like that take tough shots. He's a great scorer. He's been, since he's gotten here to Utah, he's been a totally different player, and he's continued that this year. Thought Wiggins did a great job on him to start. Brought a good level of physicality to the game, and it kind of set the tone for the whole team. Or whenever you got switched on to him or anything like that, it just set a tone for us.
Klay has been kind of a continued storyline lately. He had 26 tonight, 8 twos, kind of played a complete game. What do you think of how he looked tonight, and then just generally where he's at right now?
I thought he looked really good tonight. He looked composed. He was, not forcing anything. He looked like he was just at peace. I saw some quotes from him earlier today where he was talking about Reggie Miller and Ray Allen. I don't even know if it was a real quote. It felt like it was a real quote. But that's great. You see young guys taking these next steps that they taking, JKs, and BPs, like, you got to allow that growth, and you got to be okay with that growth, and I think Klay, he's growing into that. That's an interesting position to be in, and so to see him settling in, I think is big for this team. We need Klay. We need a very good Klay, which will allow us to make a run. So it was great to see him get settled in tonight and, take advantage of the lineups that was out there with him and got some easy shots. And then once he see a couple go in, the rest is history.
You've known Klay for a while. What's it been like for you watching him sort of go through his bumps and lumps this year and sort of embrace what you mentioned, his future?
It's a brother. It's my brother, so you never want to see anyone struggle. You never want to see anyone get crushed by the media, crushed by the public. That's a tough thing to deal with, and so, but yet he's resilient, always have been. So, I don't worry about Klay. Because he's tough, he's tough as nails, so just gotta support him. That's where, our job is to make sure we're supporting him at all times, and that he know, regardless of what's going on outside of this locker room, the guys in this locker room have your back. And I think that's very important for us and important for him.
Another game you guys went on the glass. I think you're in the top 3 in the NBA in rebounding rate since you've been starting at center. What are the keys against bigger teams to control the glass like you guys have been?
I think it starts with your defense. If you're not letting guys penetrate in gaps, and get to the hole, then it keeps your shell intact, which allows you better rebounding position. And I think we've been doing a lot better job defensively, just keeping the ball in front of us. And when we keep the ball in front of us, that allows you to rebound. And then it's also a total team effort. You see all those guards coming back in and fighting for rebounds. I think a lot early on we were leaking out. Our guards was leaking out. If I was at the top of the floor, I was leaking out. And not coming back and securing the ball. We understand that we have a ton of speed, especially in the lineups that we're starting now. We have a ton of speed, and if we focus and secure the ball, we can still get out and run. We can still beat teams down the floor, but it starts with securing the ball. And so it's been a point of emphasis for us, and I think we're doing a pretty good job with it.
For so much of the early season, it was a struggle to find just a single 5-man lineup that could go out on the court and hold their own, really. And Kenny was just in here saying now it's 1 through 17 being able to contribute. What has just led to everything kind of smoothing out these past couple weeks? Do you guys?
Honestly, I think me getting suspended helped in a weird way because, number one, since I got JK's taken off, and that has kind of set the stage for this team. Bona fide number 2 option on our team. And so now you got different things. You're able to figure out different things that we can go to. Our offense don't look the exact same like it used to look. We got different things that we're going to. You're able to find different combinations that worked. And then, it's just been kind of plug and play since then, figuring the pieces out. So not that I wanted to get suspended or that was good or anything like that, but I do think it kind of helped us find different things that we can go to and explore. And now you add me back into the fray, you add GP back from his injury, CP will be coming back, and now you got those pieces coming back that you can rely on. But it's not just us, it's everybody who's stepping. Lester, Gee, it's everybody who's going out there is playing good basketball, so I think that's good for us.
How weird was today with no Steve, no DeMarco, no Adams, and then obviously knowing where they were?
Kenny mentioned it, but we didn't talk about it. And I thought that was great. We've lived these emotions with Decky and what happened. And, we knew coming back in here it would be awkward and it'll be tough. Outside of Kenny, earlier this morning in film, kind of giving us an update on Coach and Rick, CD, I think Mike went, Mike, Zaza. Outside of him giving us an update on how they were doing, what they were doing, we didn't say anything about it. And I thought that was wonderful because the moment you started talking about it, you start feeling all of those emotions again. And although those emotions don't go away, they're still there. I thought it was good to kind of leave them in the back of mind as opposed to, we can't not live with that. That's our guy. You deal with that pain every single day. But you learn how to move forward, and in learning how to move forward, you place it somewhere in your mind where you can kind of compartmentalize in a sense. And I thought we did a great job of leaving it there, not riling ourselves up with more emotions than the ones that we already have to deal with on a daily basis.
Thank you. Appreciate that.